Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going over a set of electronic hearing protection. As the title indicates, these are the Walker's Razor ear protection here. So these ones are very popular because of a few reasons. Number one, they're slim, which a lot of people like. I definitely like that. One thing about these that's nice that other ear protection, some of them that you'll probably never see here on the channel because I don't like them, will do is these do not interfere with cheek wall at all. So you guys have probably seen me throughout the intro, and you'll continue to see throughout the video me shooting these on a lot of different rifles. Shotguns, etc. Never had a single issue with cheek wells, so that's certainly good. Another reason they're popular is the price point. So these ones here, if you look around Amazon, generally they're going to be around $40. Sometimes if there's a crazy sale, you can see them for even less. So that's certainly a good thing as well. But what we're going to do is get into the actual details of them after the dogs take a look at them, and then at the end we'll let you know what we think of them overall. Getting into the details here, we have the headband on the top, and you can see the outside layer here is a sort of neoprene feeling material, and what that's there for is to cover up the wire that's running up underneath there and connecting them. We'll show you why that's important here in just a second. And then the other under portion, rather, the part that's touching your head, which is a shiny part right here, some sort of synthetic material, so it's not actual leather or anything like that. It's probably some sort of polymer, but it's plenty comfortable. It's smooth. It doesn't have any ridges that are going to dig into you like some ear pros. So in terms of comfort, it's very good for the price point. Controls on these are really simple. You have one volume adjustment knob, which is why it's important to have that wire go all the way around, because one side is going to power both. Very easy to activate and very intuitive, unlike some buttons they have to hold, press, and stuff like that. This one here, to turn it on, you just click it, and I'll hold this up to the microphone so it can hear it. And you can hear it actually clicking and registering, so you know when it's on and when it's off. It's very clear, and you actually have to, you can see there it's coming up against the edge, and you have to actually push past that edge to turn it on, which I definitely like. It's nice, so it's not going to accidentally come on in your range bag. I've had these in for probably 5 or 6 months now. It's never happened once, so that's a pretty good indicator there. The other control that you're going to see here is this headphone jack. It's covered up by this little piece of rubber, and one thing I guess you can see there, mine's full of dirt and debris and stuff like that from shooting out in the field, and sometimes it will come out like that. However, I've never heard any interference or anything like that, even when that happens. But when it does happen, you can just push it back in there, and it generally will stay up and keep the dust and such out of there. You can fold these up so they don't take a lot of space in your range bag or anywhere else that you're transporting it. And to pull them out, you're just going to do that. And then to adjust these to fit your head, each side has these little pieces that you pull down and adjust them, and you can put it so that way it sits over your ears, however that fits on your particular head. So those are the adjustments. Very user friendly. I've not seen anyone that's had a problem fitting into those, so that's certainly a good thing. Underneath the side right here, we have our battery compartment, and there's these two little ridges on each side. You're just going to push up on those, and that will cause it to unsnap, and you'll see it is powered by 2 AAA batteries. Those are included in there. I'm not 100% sure actually on what the battery life of these is, but again, I've had these out for tons of range sessions, probably at least 15, and had them on the whole time for hours at a time, and have not had to replace the batteries. So they're still going strong there, and no issues at all. Each one of the earpieces has a microphone, so we have one on each, and they're located forward as you wear them. So in my experience, in terms of directional awareness, in terms of where sounds are coming from, you do have the ability to tell if it's coming from your left or your right. However, it's hard to tell if it's coming from your front or your rear, but the sound clarity is very good overall. There's absolutely no static at all. These do amplify sound by up to 9 magnification. So if you're wearing double ear protection, you can still hear things just fine. If you turn it all the way up, of course, it's going to drain your battery a little bit more, but it is just fine there, and the sound remains clear throughout all the volume range. Since I review a lot of electronic hearing protection here, I'm kind of going to give you a size comparison to a few of the ones we have in that some of you may have, so you can get an idea of how they sort of stack up. These are the Howard Lights Impact Sports, and you can see there the Howard Lights are similar in terms of width all the way around, but they're a little bit bigger here, especially in the vertical department comparatively. So that's how those look. We also have a pair of Peltor range guards here, and you guys can see they're definitely thicker on the sides. So if you're wearing these with a helmet, it's going to be more impeding, I guess you could say. The Walker's razors do fit on some helmets. Like if you have a high cut helmet, they'll be able to fit under there, whereas some of these, even with that, will not. So I'm not sure how they would fit with a standard like ACH helmet or something like that. If you guys have that and you've tried it, down below, definitely post so people can see, but I'm not sure. So the MSA Swordens here, these are their premium versions, the Supreme Pro X's, very, very expensive. But size-wise, you can get an idea of how they sort of stack up, because I know a lot of people out there have used these in the past. And they're probably similar in terms of width, but the Walkers are a little bit bigger in terms of vertical and horizontal dimensions. Really, when you stack them up, though, they're pretty similar overall. And I just want to kind of throw out a competitive option here. I guess it's actually not a competitive option because it's made by Walkers as well. Now, these I've had in for a while. These are their Bluetooth Razer XVs, and my wife actually stole these from me. So they're hers now. She's claimed them. That's why you've not seen these in the review. I actually had to go get them out of her desk. But these have Bluetooth capability, which I think is really cool. They're also 31 NRR, so these have the noise reduction rating of 23, which again, for people who watch a lot of my hearing protection videos, you guys know NRR measures at 1 point, so there's 1 point in the sound dimension. At some points it's going to be higher, at some points it's going to be lower, so just keep that in mind. But these are measured at 31 NRR. I'm not a huge fan of in-ear protection only, whereas my wife really is. She doesn't like anything over her head, so she's stolen these from me and really likes them. They have interchangeable earpieces and stuff like that to fit your particular ear. However, the cool thing, again, is the Bluetooth, so you can listen to music and have hearing protection. Now, I say that because Walkers actually makes a model that has over-ear protection, which I personally prefer, and has the same features, which I'll probably be getting in next. Those are probably on my list because I like jamming out there when I'm shooting. So just kind of giving you some sort of food for thought there, and perhaps a future prediction of what you're going to see here on the channel. But Walkers does make a wide range of products, and they actually make versions of these that are thicker, have improved electronics all the way up to very high price points. So it really depends what you want, but for the price point of these ones, I think you get a good value, and they're very comfortable as well with the rubber seals. You guys can see there, I've been using these for a while. They're still in very good shape and have no tearing or anything like that on them. We hit most of the major points so far. A few things I just wanted to point out, though. Number one is that they're relatively lightweight, so they're 15 ounces. So compared to a lot of other electronic ears out there, that's pretty good. They also are 23 NRR, which I mentioned earlier. So essentially how I look at that, a lot of people are going to say, do you need to double up with them? It depends. So, right, if you're shooting a Mosin M44 or something like that, it's going to be much louder than if you're shooting, say, a Remington 700 with a 24-inch barrel, right? So if you're shooting inside, it's going to be different than if you're shooting outside. If you're shooting inside, I would probably say I would double up just in case. So why not, right? And with the 9 times hearing amplification, or sound amplification, I should say, you'll be just fine to continue on normal conversations, even being doubled up. So that's certainly an advantage of them. One thing I do like about them, for sure, is that they are very comfortable to wear all day. So typically when I'm out there shooting, every day when I'm out there, I'm generally shooting and doing reviews for 10 to 15 guns at a time. And generally speaking, that takes 5 to 7 hours on the range. So you can wear these all throughout that time without taking them off, and very, very comfortable, which is not always the case for some ear pro out there. Of course, it's going to vary by some people's head size, I should say. So some ear pro I've said have not been that comfortable in the past. Other people with small heads have told me it's very comfortable, and people with large heads have said, yes, I agree, because I kind of have a relatively large head, and the larger your head, of course, the more pressure it's putting on there. But these have been all day comfortable for me with zero issues on that front. The one downside, of course, like we kind of mentioned, is the lack of directional in terms of front and back hearing. But the sound is clear, very clear for the money. Of course, if you spend, some of the $200 and up ones, the sound's going to be better on those. It absolutely is. But for Ear Pro in this price range, it's very good. It's right up there with all of them. And overall, I think they're pretty solid. You guys are going to continue to see them here on the channel. These come in a bunch of different colors. Black's probably the most boring, but they come in like Cryptek for the ladies out there, or some guys these days. Come in pink and purple and stuff like that, and many different color varieties, some tan ones. So if you're looking for something like that, definitely check out the link below, which will link to these so you guys can pick up a pair if you'd like. If you have any comments or questions about them that I didn't answer in this video, by all means post down below in the comment section. You can also post over at my Facebook page with any questions you guys have. That's generally the best way to contact me, because I do see more of those than I do here on YouTube. But that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video.